I have a question for you. Do you have any regrets? Do you have anything that you regret doing, not doing, saying, not saying? If you'd asked me that question a few weeks ago, I probably would have said to you, no, I don't have any regrets, because the way that I saw life was that it's happened, I can't change it, and so what's the point of being hung up about it or wishing things could have been different? And then I read something that made me stop and reflect and actually change my mind about how I view regret. And it was an article that was written by a journalist. Her name is Carina Chocano. And she wrote this quote. This is in the article that she wrote. This was the line that really stood out to me and really spoke to me. She said, "The point of regret is not to try to change the past, but to shed light on the present." The point of regret is not to try and change the past, but to shed light on the present. And I thought about what an interesting perspective that is, because I think typically when we think about regret, it's very much mired in, I wish that hadn't happened, or I wish that it happened differently, and almost being stuck in that place of wishing things could have been different. But what about, as Carina Chocano says, if we reframe that and say it's not about wishing that things could have been different, but using that as information to inform us as we go forward. And when I really reflected on that, I thought about it, particularly now as we're getting to the end of the year, and this tends to be a time when a lot of people are reflecting on the year and then also casting forward to the new year. What about if we looked at regret as an opportunity to shine a light on the things that happened this year, the things that didn't turn out the way that we wish they would have, the things that we didn't do, the things that we didn't say. And instead of looking at them and internalizing them or beating ourselves up about them, what about if we change how we view them and use them as information to help us be better and do better? That's a slight mind shift, but a really interesting one. It also reminded me, as I was reading more on this, I found another quote from an author called Janet Landman, and she said, "Regret may not only tell us that something is wrong, but it can also move us to do something about it." And in her reflection, she was talking about the fact that if you have a regret, if there is something that stays with you, that you ruminate on, that you really think about, that maybe what is going to help you do is to do something different, to do something better the next time. That a lot of the time society tells us, there's that famous song by Edith Piaf, "Je ne regrette rien," right, where she says, "I've got no regrets whatsoever." Whereas maybe we should have, because if you use the regret, if there's something that stays with you, maybe that's information that is telling you that you need to reflect on it and use it as power to move forward. I loved, one of my favorite authors is Brene Brown. I love all the stuff that she's written, and especially, she really talks about vulnerability and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. And one of the things that she talks about is the fact that a lot of the time when things don't go right, when we experience what we perceive as failures, that we internalize them. That instead of separating ourselves from the thing, from the quote unquote failure, we make ourselves the failure. So we talk about, I am a screw up versus I screwed up. We all make mistakes. And I think that it's that mindset of not making it personal, not making it about I am, but I did something that wasn't right, that didn't work out right, that whatever it is, and using that as information to move forward. Another favorite author of mine is Michael Hyatt. I love his book, Your Best Year Ever. I think it's a really great tool for helping you in terms of reimagining what your year can look like. And one of the things that he says is, What if regret isn't reminding us of what's impossible, but rather pointing us towards what is possible? So I wanted to leave you with that thought for this week is maybe regret is useful. Maybe if you're like someone like me, where I say, I don't regret anything, maybe there's an opportunity to rethink. And maybe instead of using regret as a negative, I'm going to take it and use it as a positive, use it as information to help me be better and do better. I wish you all an amazing week. I really do hope that you are well, that you are taking care of yourselves and taking care of each other. And I hope that you check out all the stuff that we have. We have so many exciting things that we are working on at Ndini. And I'm also, hint, hint, shh, don't tell anyone, but I'll be launching a new brand, a brand new brand that we're working on right now. That'll be coming in the next few weeks. So make sure to stay tuned. You can follow me on my personal Instagram. It's sandra.chuma. Also, my personal Facebook is Sandra Chuma. And I'll be sharing all of that information about the new brand in the weeks that are coming. But I will still absolutely am 100% committed to all of the things that we're doing with Ndini. In fact, we're in the process right now of doing some exciting new brand updates. You're going to be seeing some new brand colors, a new brand website coming up in the near future, because I am so committed to this platform and to serving this amazing community. And so, of course, you can follow us on Instagram, Ndini Media. We're on Twitter, Ndini Media. We're on Facebook, which I hope is where you're watching this. And we are also on LinkedIn, if you're a LinkedIn kind of person. And don't forget, we have a YouTube channel, also Ndini Media, and we're going to be launching some content that is YouTube specific coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure to stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate every single one of you who writes to me, who sends me DMs. I so appreciate your feedback. I so appreciate your support. And I will see you same time, same place next week. Mwah. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.